Hi, I'm Dana and I'm here with Nate at Practical Garden Ponds. Today we are going to review the Hiblow HP series air pumps.
So let's get practical.
Nate, we sell a lot of different air pumps. Why do you think the Hiblow HP series are currently our best selling?
That's a great question, Dana. We do sell so many different types and brands of pond equipment that we're not even able to test and use them all ourselves. In air pumps, we not only sell different brands, but also different types. We have rocking piston, we have blowers of various kinds, and then of course we have the linear diaphragm air pump, which is what the Hiblow HP series is. One reason Hiblow pumps are such a great seller for us is that linear diaphragm pumps in general are an exciting and desirable addition to pond aeration. The standard for pond aeration for lakes and ponds always used to be the rocking piston compressor. They are powerful and they can pump to very significant water depths and high pressures. And so certain large compressors could even be used to aerate lakes up to 50 feet deep. But with all that power comes a louder compressor that uses more electricity. Not everybody needs all that power. Linear diaphragm pumps are a crossover originally invented for the septic industry. As such, linear diaphragm pumps are low pressure, designed for less depth, but where they can be used, they are significantly quieter and a whole lot less electricity than the rocking piston pump. Hiblow has been long considered among the best of the best in premium quality linear diaphragm air pumps in the septic industry. And they transfer really well into the pond industry. So for this reason, Hiblow specifically has become a great seller for us because of their robust quality.
How do the Hiblow pumps compare in price to other aeration systems?
Well, the entire category of linear diaphragm pumps compares very well to all other pond aeration categories. But if we're speaking specifically about the price of the Hiblow HP series compared to other linear diaphragm pumps, then Hiblow is at the high end of the price point. But I strongly feel that the quality of this brand of pumps makes it worth the extra cost. This is a case where you get what you pay for. There are a lot of things that we could point to that demonstrate the commitment to quality that we see in this brand, but it starts right when we take a pallet of pumps off of the truck. Immediately, you notice that these pumps are packed with more care and precision than a lot of other brands of product that we bring in. They come on a skid in this giant heavy-duty box where each pump is individually boxed in a good quality carton or container inside, but all of those cartons are put in this giant box. It's thick, it's heavy duty, and they just come to us in better condition than a lot of things. And I just think caring about how your product arrives shows a company that's really behind its product. So it starts right there.
What else makes this a premium pump?
Well, there are lots of HP features that stand out. One is the quality of the diaphragms themselves. Most of the linear diaphragm air pumps that we're familiar with, the manuals recommend that you change the diaphragms every 2 years. This is because the rubber diaphragms begin to fatigue over time, and with many pump designs, if the diaphragms are allowed to tear, because they hold together the moving parts inside the machine, when they fail, if they're left running, the likelihood of those moving parts damaging each other is greatly increased. I used to tell clients that with a Hiblow pump, you only had to change the diaphragm every 5 years. That's 2.5 times less often than with most brands. But we've learned that even that is unnecessary. When used as intended, it is our experience that Hiblow diaphragms can last at least 5 years and sometimes much longer.
I've even had a customer call and try to replace a diaphragm, and they said it was their first replacement in 15 years.
That is truly remarkable.
It absolutely is.
We have learned that you can afford to let the diaphragms go as long as they can go in these pumps, because in addition to the high quality of the diaphragms themselves, Any HP series pump of 60 liters or more, that is the HP 60 through the HP 200, comes with a built-in safety, a switch in some models and a plastic shear screw in other models that will switch or shear immediately if the diaphragms fail, so that the pump will be shut off and no further damage will happen to the pump. So then, after you have gotten all of the life out of your diaphragms, you can change them, change the shear pin, or simply switch the switch and get another season of use out of that pump. The manufacturer recommends that you can change the diaphragm 3 times in the same machine with reliable results. So you can actually get 15 years or a lot more out of one of these solid machines.
You mentioned how efficient and quiet these pumps are. How efficient and quiet are they?
They are very efficient and quiet. The Hiblow HP20 uses only 17 watts of power, the Hiblow 60 only 51 watts, the 80 71 watts, and even the HP 200, the largest HP series pump that we sell, is only 250 watts. Very reasonable electrical consumption for the job that they perform. These pumps are also relatively quiet. While a typical rocking piston pump runs at about 70 decibels or dB, the volume of a typical vacuum cleaner, which nobody would think of as quiet. The Hiblow HP series pumps range from their smallest and most quiet pump being only 32 dB to their largest pump, the HP 200, being only 48 dB, which compares to a high-quality dishwasher. This is white noise that easily fades into the background for most people.
What are some of the limitations of this pump?
Great results like we've been discussing can only be expected if the pump is used as it's intended to be used. All linear diaphragm air pumps are low pressure machines that should be used in relatively shallow water depths with a medium bubble low pressure diffuser.
So what are the appropriate depths for a pump like this?
We mentioned earlier that some rocking piston compressors can be used in up to 30 or even 50-foot deep lakes. You just can't expect that from a pump designed for a septic system. The Hiblow HP20 through HP80 is advertised for water depths of up to 8 feet. Actually, if you look at the charts, it can be used in water depths of up to 10 feet. I think the manufacturer has built in some margin there to make sure that people are getting a great value. Hiblow models HP 100LL through the HP 200 are advertised for water depths of up to 10 feet, and again, can actually function in water depths up to 12 feet deep. And we have been using and recommending them in 12-foot deep water with great results.
Nate, can we talk some more about what type of diffusers we should use with this?
Yes, we sell on a popular marketplace that has an algorithm that matches products you buy with things other people have purchased with it in the past. We wish all our customers understood that these so-called recommendations are not coming from a pond professional. They're coming from a software that simply recognizes that these two things have been bought together in the past. The problem with that is that if one uneducated person matches two things together that don't belong together, that will continue to be recommended to other people, and you end up with a whole lot of people, in this case, buying a high pressure diffuser to go with a low pressure air pump. The marketplace has probably led hundreds of people into making that same mistake. So let us emphasize that, like all linear diaphragm air pumps, Hiblow HP series low pressure diaphragm pumps are designed to be used with a medium bubble, low pressure diffuser only. We like EPDM rubber diffusers, disc diffusers that are long-lasting, self-cleaning, and will not clog up and cause excessive back pressure against your pump, unlike air stones or certain other diffuser types.
That covers diffusers. What type of tubing should we use?
Well, there's two different types of tubing you might need to use. If your air pump is right by the pond, you'll only need one kind. But if your air pump is way back from the pond, you're going to want to use direct burial tubing to bury in the ground from the pump to the edge of the pond. Once you get to the edge of the pond, if you use normal light poly tubing or anything like that, full of air in the water, it's going to float. So we would recommend that you use weighted airline tubing once you hit the edge of the pond and are in the water. Size is also important. So for reasonable lengths of tubing, we recommend at least 3/8 ID or 3/8 inside dimensions. That would be good up to a combination of 150 feet of tubing length. If you're going to be over 150 feet of tubing length, then we would recommend you use at least 1/2 inch ID or greater. And when I keep saying or greater, remember that the larger the tubing, the less friction that you'll have. The less friction you'll have, the less heat inside the pump. Heat is the enemy of the pump. So larger tubing is better than smaller tubing. Weighted airline tubing gets fairly expensive and heavy in larger sizes, so that's why we have these recommendations. Up to 150 feet, 3/8 inch or greater. Over 150 feet, 1/2 inch or greater. And if you're going to get over 400 feet of tubing length, or high pressure diffusers, or deeper than 12 feet of pond water, then the Hiblow HP series is not for your application. We would recommend that you go to a rocking piston pump.
Can we talk about some special maintenance requirements for this?
Well, one of the beauties of these pumps is that there are very little in the way of maintenance requirements. One thing that is required, the manufacturer recommends that you clean the air filter every 6 months. In a really dirty environment, you might want to clean that more often. They also recommend that you replace the air filter once a year. You don't have to worry about remembering that. It's written right on the top of the pump. In addition to that, you don't have to clean the diffuser if you're using our recommended self-cleaning air diffusers, but we do recommend that you do something to protect the pump from the elements. How do you recommend that people protect the pump from the elements?
We recommend a carport style covering or faux rock, something along those lines, just to keep the sun, snow, rain, and elements off of the unit. And as long as it's well ventilated, it should be absolutely fine.
There's also some issues about placement of the diffuser summer versus winter. We recommend summer placement of the diffuser be in the deepest areas of the pond, whereas in the winter you want those deep areas to stay warm, so you don't want the diffuser circulating the cold air from the surface into the bottom of the pond. So I don't know if that really fits under maintenance or not, but it is something that we would recommend that you do differently in different seasons. Other than that, we mentioned before that once the diaphragm kit goes bad, you'll have to replace that. And that's pretty much all the maintenance there is to these extremely simple and dependable pumps.
Let's tell our viewers a little bit about the warranty.
Because linear air pumps can easily be misused, most manufacturers, including Hiblow, give a 1-year warranty. Now, I don't want this product review to be out of date before we've even finished in the studio. So I have to mention that I've heard a rumor Hiblow is considering extending their warranty to 2 years. Either way, we at Practical Garden Ponds are so confident in these pumps, and because we usually get to speak to our customers directly and help them choose the right equipment for their application, we will extend your warranty. If you purchase a Hiblow pump from practicalgardenponds.com, whether or not Hiblow extends their warranty coverage, we will cover your air pump for the 2nd year.
Well, thank you, Nate. In summary, when used with a low pressure medium bubble diffuser in appropriate depths and reasonable lengths of runs, the Hiblow linear diaphragm pump is cost effective, relatively quiet, and relatively inexpensive.
If you need help designing an aeration system, feel free to contact us. You can find our information at www.practicalgardenponds.com. We look forward to serving you.